Hi, it's Xavier, and welcome to my bonsai retreat. And this is definitely going to be short, I promise you. And it's really all about the Mame, or what I call them a smaller bonsai. I know some of them haven't got anywhere near Mame stage. Someone quite rightly pointed out that my little, although that's 7 years old now, this apple, long way to go before it's really technically a Mame. But we've still got stuff to do. And I've got my Dwarf Azaleas, got my little Oak, Chinese Elm, which obviously, as you know, is from a cutting. I've got another form of Azalea, Apple, and also Forsythia. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to go back a few months and have a little look at that Forsythia, because as you know, when I did my hard prune on my Azaleas, I had a roaring success, and apart from a few areas which we're going to deal with today, really happy with. But the Forsythia, we lost one or two things. But anyway, go on, have a look at this Forsythia clip. I was quite heavy-handed on this one as well, at the same time as Dwarf Azaleas, and believe me, lovely yellow flowers. I've just forgotten what it's called. It's I suppose you can't always get 100%. I've got lots of growth over 3/4 of it, but you can clearly see that this branch here is definitely G for goner. Well, it just means we need to restart, think again. So it doesn't always work, so you have to be willing when you throw those dice to recognise that it's a plant. It will respond in its own manner sometimes. Okay, well, as you saw, we had a few issues with it, and here it is now. Very much happy with the healthy growth, but you know, I've given it a chance, and clearly, you see here, nothing came from those. We need to accept that there's nothing coming from that. I'll cut back. There is a little bit of green there, but I'm actually going to do away with it entirely. This bottom one, same thing, do away with that entirely. Cut back a few stubs. And just neaten all the way around. This time of the year, that's all I'm looking at. I go around quite a lot of my trees now. All that growth we've had through the spring and early summer has now flushed out, and really now we're looking at consolidating how our designs look and just getting rid of the ugly bits. And sometimes it's fun, you just go out there, got your clippers, you don't need to spend too long or too much preparation, you just doing a bit of clipping as you would maybe with some ongoing pruning, just take the tips off the profile. So that's that one. Now of course, one of the other ones that did pretty well after its prune was this Dwarf Azalea. And all we've really got to do is now remove the stuff that didn't grow. This never came into anything, we'll get rid of that. Up here, this never came of anything. So we've got these two here, this. So we're basically looking at that, lots of cobwebs by the way. And we can cut that down, take a few more stubs out. Looking at it, we've got three coming up. We've just got the one branch off here, got a tacky leaf down here, we'll get rid of that. You can see here, what I love about the azaleas this time of the year is you start seeing the new buds setting for next year, so you can see where all the flowers are going to be, and obviously that's the reason you wouldn't be pruning now. So where you've got those buds, you want to keep them. Could be that I could do some neatening up now if I wanted, but I just want to let it enjoy all this nice growth. I've got something down here, I want to bring this out, this branch, but there's no obvious dilemmas. But yeah, so there it is. And as I keep saying, it cost me a couple of pounds in the discount I'm dying section of the nursery. Let's just enjoy a nice 360 of it. Slow but sure, and I can see lots of areas where I can go with this, but as a little Mame, really nice. Okay, now this next one, I'm literally using an example. It was probably the worst of my Satsuki bunch, really quite ugly, and I'm going to be making quite a big decision. What I wanted to do is to show you, is even with the ugliest of material, look at me, with some chops on azalea, you can really get some brand new design structures and thoughts moving forward very quickly. Just have to be confident. Let's get in close and I'll show you why. We've got this ugly set of 3 trunks here, and I'm looking at bringing it closer and smaller, but either way it's a terrible design, but what I did is I cut back. It was quite high, and I cut back a lot off these branches. And if you go back and have a look at the video that's up there somewhere, you'll see the one I mean. And you can see it's just shoot-tastic, loads of them. And already, you know, I can make a decision about whether I actually cut this all the way back down here. So I've got loads of buds all over the place here. So all I'm going to do now is, knowing where these buds are, I've got one that's coming out, one that's coming out. Let's get the energy going where we want it. There we go, that's cut. So we're going to have from here, we'll probably now get something from there. So we can see that there, and it may well be that I'll end up removing this here once that's stronger. So let me seal that up. And all I'm doing here is I just want to make sure that it seals against infection and reduces minimally the amount of dieback. At some point next year, I'll have no doubt that I'll be cutting that further back. But what this could do, and you saw it happen with the apple tree that I did, links up there, is we could actually force it to put buds out here or out here, which would have a really good, profound effect on the future design of this Satsuki. But yeah, so I thought I'd show you that because, you know, it was pretty well budtastic, loads and loads of buds, and that is what I love about Azalea. I actually went to the market yesterday to see if I could find a load more, and they had some nice thicker trunks, but I don't think I was willing to pay £30 for a shrub that, well, wasn't going to be much more than that, and you know, that didn't cost me £30, that's for sure. That's the flowering stuff done, but hey, let's go and have a look at the oak, Chinese elm, and my little apple as well. This little apple, as I say, it's come from the pips way up in Stronsey of some monks that were part of the Redemptorist priests, and I had a small pot, so I just shoved it in it. Ideally, for this to be a decent Mame, I'd probably want that trunk to be twice the size, and to do that I need to put it into a bigger pot, grow it on, and then probably transfer it back. But I can also go the slow route, which means every year I just do a bit of pruning, and it will slowly, over time, get thicker. And that's what I propose to do. Yeah, now all we need to do is just do a bit of tidying up, get rid of that stub. Lovely little movement, I do like the movement. Stub here, this up here, but really, what do we want to be doing? Taking it back. I don't want that leaf in there. Always be careful, there's a good point that you need to remember. Often there's a temptation to cut quite hard in, and what you forget is there's a little bud in there, and sometimes you might want that bud. So we've got a little one there. I do want to encourage this to grow, so this is the branch that I'm looking for the future to be on, so the shape's going to be that way. But I am looking at this one to try and put and be a sacrifice, basically. So I'm going to keep letting that grow out, and that too will contribute to the thickening here. And then you've got lots and lots of little buds here which we are not going to want to grow. That's my apple. Okay, well, as you know, I do tend to like my oaks. Often I'll just put them into plantations and just leave them. This one, I had this really interesting Dawn Isaac ceramic for Semi-cascade. Now, I can't honestly see many oaks in Semi-cascade. Semi-cascade? What was that? Semi-cascade position. But I've got this one, which is what I've been doing with it. And I just need to lighten it up a bit, really, because I just want light to get in there. Haven't really got a clear idea of design yet. But let's get in close and have a look at it, shall we? And what we can see, it's down low. We've got something coming right down the base there. That could be useful. This little branch here, that's also coming from the stump. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Then we go further up. Really, we've got nothing up here. We've got stuff coming down here. Now, if I want... If I really want this to be a cascade, then I want to get rid of the upper. Potentially, Semi, have this one here as the new leader. Let's get rid of some leaves. That might help us see what's going on. I look at the line. The line of it is going down this way, whereas that one will go across. So I'm going to get rid of it. Am I? Got one that's going back on itself. Won't want that one. So now we've just left with 4 in there. Now it could be that it actually ends up changing the putting angle slightly. One of those two has to go. Original thought was this one, so let's go. Okay, so the original thought, that's gone. Not sure about this. There's 3 off the end there. I don't actually have to make a decision, I don't think, but don't know. I could actually lose the top as well. It's very difficult to know sometimes. I don't actually know, so I'm going to leave it. It's cleared it out, it means we get light into there. Okay, well, if anyone else has got some views on that one, let me know. But it's as much about having a bit of fun with what is in effect a little small, I think this is now probably 8 years old, this little oak. Came from a sister's garden. I'm sure you must remember when I potted up this one at the beginning of the year. This is a lovely little Chinese elm that, gosh, it almost looks ring barked. Cork bark, I think it might be cork bark actually, I don't know. But we've got some obviously dead wood there. In fact, let's get in close, you can see it properly. I mean, you can see there's a live vein there with this shari in here. Just trying to work out where that live vein continues. It's going up there. There's obviously stuff here and a little bit there. Then up there, I'm just trying to work out what's joining onto that, because that's all dead there. Or is it? Oh no, there's the shari there. There's the live vein there and there. So that's all shari and that's all living. Really, really interesting though, isn't it? And it's funny, isn't it? This was a cutting. To be honest, I don't actually need to do very much with this because it's growing. It's got fertilizer. Probably about the only thing I do need to do is there's a little weed there. So I've got rid of that. But I've got 2 here. Well, let's make a decision on one of them, shall we? You know I'm dying to, so we'll get rid of that one. Okay, there we go. I don't think we want either of them, to be honest. Okay, so that's just a little bit of light maintenance on my azalea, Forsythia, a little bit on the Chinese elm and the apple, and that's all I need to do with them. And in fact, making sure they're well watered, making sure the weeds are removed, making sure they get light into the canopy that's there is really all you need to do with these and lots of other trees in a similar position. We are about to go through a little bit of a heat wave. We're going to have one day where it hits 26. And then that's it for summer, I understand. So keep them well watered. And I do desperately, I keep seeing people who've made these lovely Mame trays. I think Bonsai, Ryan Halton does. I know a number of people do, to be honest. And I really desperately need to do that, but not today. Didn't I say this is going to be a short video? Do you know what? I've got to show you just one thing. Just let me show you one thing. I'll just clear this mess away, shall I? Who wants to see Tony's Zelkova? You know, the one that I went really hard on, and I know there'll be another video about updates probably in the autumn time, but I had to show you because Zelkova are incredible. That is how it looks now. There you go, Tony. That's how it's looking now. What was that? Was it 4 weeks? Maybe 5 weeks since I did that really hard prune on it? All that lovely growth coming out. Zelkova police are after me. The good thing is now is that when you look into it, I can actually look into it and there's a sense of order. So although we've got all this growth, I can still see into the tree itself. And I can cut back again. In fact, I'll probably do that cut back now and I'll let you see it later in the year. But that's incredible results. Anyway, from Xavier in his bonsai retreat, thinking about going to having some lunch, but you know, really enjoying it in the nursery right now, and looking forward to some interesting repots. For those who haven't guessed, I'm about to go into a round of juniper, pine, yew, quince, box maybe, repots. Anyway, you'll probably get to see more of those very soon. So, from Xavier, happy bonsaiing, God bless, cheers.